Okay, alright, well I'm gonna play the intro, so let's
Okay,
do
you
it.
will. You cues up.
And now it's time to start the show with Bl'Artagnan, Type Zoey, and Raw Life. This is the Lifestream.
Alright, welcome everybody.
All right, welcome, one and all to the Lifestream. I am Bl'Artagnan, and normally you'd be welcomed by our beloved co-host Raw Life, but he is under the weather today, so we are taking over, picking up the slack, and I have with me a number of trusted friends, Zoey, Blindeye, and Somegi. Zoey, how you doing? How was your weekend?
My weekend was busy as all hell. I am moving back to the New York/New Jersey area from Pennsylvania, where I was currently situated. So I've been getting things together for that. But I'm excited to be closer to the city again. It's one of my favorite places. I've been there for like 12 years. And yeah, I didn't really do too much other than start prepping my move. So Maggie, how was your weekend?
It was alright, pretty uneventful. I don't really have much to talk about, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Blind Eye, before we go, just want to quickly say a quick shout out and thank you to Word Chat for dropping 5 guest subs into the chat, including to a number of friends of the stream and whatnot. Thank you, Word Chat. We really appreciate that. I see you're heading out, so we'll catch you later, man. Thanks. Blind Eye, how you doing?
I'm doing great. My weekend was actually terrible.
Oh
Sorry.
no.
Because I got the second booster shot, and it was
Oh
my
boy.
God.
Oh no, second one. That was the one that wrecked me when it happened. Oh no.
Well, no, the second booster, like my third overall shot.
Wait a second. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was torture. I got it on Thursday. Friday, I felt like absolute hell, and it pretty much like lingered until Sunday. Sunday, I was like, I don't even know, like a little kid just got like his first toy or something. I was jumping all over the house. I'm like, I'm back to normal. I can move.
Oh my god. It's a wonderful thing when just like being in good health feels like a gift. But goddamn, the vaccine, it's a good thing, but man, it's a hill to climb at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. But outside of that, my weekend was pretty good.
Cool. Glad to hear that. It's funny, actually. I went to a wedding myself over the weekend in Pennsylvania, heading down there from New Jersey. So Zoe and I kind of had weird parallel paths.
Yeah,
in
we're
a sort of
like
way.
opposite tracks.
It was we had a very nice time down there. Dancing, food, cake, that sort of thing. Sorry, I was just remembering how beautiful my wife looked, and I got distracted for a second. Dang, I've been basically just bragging about it to everyone to know all week.
Wow, you're married? I had no idea.
I was at a wedding,
Damn.
so I normally try to be a bit more humble about that, but god damn it, am I a lucky man. Anyway,
Sorry, Blart. It's usually reserved for Raw, but I think I'm gonna have to be violent to other people today.
No, I understand. So yeah, as reiterated for anyone who's joining us a little bit later, Raw Life is under the weather today, so he's taking a well-deserved break. We wish him the best and hope he recovers soon. And we all sending him our love, whatnot. Yeah. So in the meantime, we've had this here video game occupying our attention various ways.
Indeed.
What was the first thing that happened? I'm trying to think of the last thing that we dealt with in this was that was the CPU fight, because Raw did that inane Orin counter tank
Oh yeah.
fight,
Orin and Shadow.
and it was really good, extremely good, very well thought out, unbelievably potent. And at the end of the day, he crushed it, as we are wont to do on the live stream. We're all very good at bringing the best team possible right out to the first fight.
Pro gameplay.
Extremely pro. That's exactly what we're looking for. So I think we already kind of covered that fight a little bit. So what came out? Was the only thing that come after Shadow? It was just tier 6, wasn't it?
It was,
Yeah.
but luckily for us, that is 3 fights in 1.
That's
and
true.
Yeah.
There's-
All
it's
right.
like-
We got some big news. There is a bug fix, and Raijin is no longer broken.
No, my boy.
They did it finally.
They did it just before Kain's intertwined will, so he
Ah
couldn't.
man,
use
and there goes my
it.
strat. I was gonna run Raijin.
You're all gonna get those Raijin clears. I can't believe it.
End of an era. End of an era. I gotta say.
It's tragic.
So we got. I guess we got. You know, a lot to unpack with this Transcendence tier 6. It feels like it's, on the one hand, the discords feel like they've been very dead lately. On the other hand, it feels like there's also been a lot to talk about with my god, I don't think I've ever seen this many. I think Shiva's the only other thing I can think of in recent memory where I've seen that many, like, I can't do this, how the hell do I do this kind of
Yeah,
posts.
for sure.
I thought that 6 was worse than Shiva from like the little
Oh,
things I saw, which are
absolutely.
mostly limited to
Same.
Reddit at this point because I've been like on a Discord sabbatical kind of, but people were struggling with this fight, and understandably, it's very difficult.
You know, can I have a confession for you guys? I was gonna wait to share this, but I just kind of crushed it on my first try using the best team possible. I don't know what people are complaining about.
Right?
You did it in honor of Raw. You brought who you were supposed to bring. You tough guide it, and it worked.
That's the
Yeah.
rule. You bring what's supposed to. I didn't even have Caius BT because I pulled him back when the LD came out because I thought to myself, he'll get a BT one day, and then I won't have to pull for the BT to get. I won't have to pull for both. And now I'm sitting here without Caius BT, feeling a little bit silly because I don't have the BT. But afterwards, looking at everyone's reactions to it, I was like, oh god, I must have dodged a bullet there. I'm not going back in there. It was a very original team, Indolent Lard, thank you. Yes, it was Caius, Bart's, Orin, and it was very original, very effective. My play was immaculate, and I mean, what more is there to say than that? Oh, good evening, Lord Touch Me, and Theologica, and Belzaka, and goodness, Gabadi and Yoshipasta. How does Raw do this? I feel like I'm acknowledging everyone on stream as they come in. This hosting thing is a big gig.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you guys, with that out of the way, did you guys want to talk about your experiences with the fight? How you went about it? I know normally we go for characters first, but I feel like the really big news of this whole situation has been the fight itself, the reckoning itself.
Definitely. Do you want to talk about your crucibles first before you pass the theoretical mic?
Sure thing. And VL, howdy do. For the left crucible, I actually used the same team I used for reckoning, Bart's, Caius, Orin, and it was cake because Caius keeps the orb in check, Orin counters everything that happens, and Bart's is an aura bot. For the right, I didn't pull Selphie, so I had to I used Reigns, Lael LD, and Zidane. And that, again, was pretty straightforward because that fight can be tricky if you don't have either 3 good launchers or Selphie, but if you bring 3 good launchers, I think it's a pretty straightforward fight. It's once you cut those legs out from under you, then it starts becoming a bit trickier. Zoe, how about you? What was shaking in that fight, in those fights?
I had a pretty smooth tier 6, I think. I one-shot both the crucibles, and I think the reckoning took me 3 tries, if I remember. Actually got team advice from Somegi and Raw because I was unsure who to bring first, and the first one worked. So my crucibles, I did Reigns, Quistis, and Cloud of Darkness for BT Synergy and Burst Phase on the right side. That worked pretty well. I had a Lail call, basically, so I could do like the Reigns instant turn, the call, and then the Reigns launch, like the normal one. And that hit the orb, and I only needed to hit the orb once before it died, so Reigns is crazy, Ka did good lasers, Quistis delayed, all the good stuffs for that team. My left side was Caius BT, so I did not really have any excuses for the left side. I got the Caius LD on the free pull. Thanks for the step, Theologica, and for hanging out with us. Who else did I bring to the left side? I totally forgot. Let me open my DFFOO real quick.
Did you use Orin?
I didn't pull Orin, so I definitely didn't use him.
Okay.
That's a big oof right there.
Oh gosh. Okay, Zach and Aerith were my other partners for Caius, so
Ooh.
I was like running very low on aura support, so I'm like, okay, Aerith can work. She's sort
good.
of has defense down and some auras. Her damage is not very good anymore, but Zach did very good damage for most of that fight. Rush Assault ignoring defense on the turtle was really nice. And Caius is handling the orb very easily, so people without Caius or Yuffie, I think, had a much harder time on that fight. And yeah, so Reckoning for me was Caius, Quistis, and Reigns, which is a bit of a kind of an idiosyncratic team. I don't recommend it. It was very difficult. I had to time my burst phase with Caius, like for the finishers at the end of the fights, because the damage would drop off too much with only Quistis as the support. So I was using Caius's batteries from the break bonus kind of as my way of generating damage on Reigns' turns with the launches. So the team, like, in concept worked really well together. It was just like there wasn't enough auras exactly, and Quistis takes a ton of turns without doing any damage basically.
Yeah.
So my turn count inflated super hard, and I believe I cleared 93 or 94 turns. So it was pretty rough going at some points, but it wasn't actually that bad. And I think I probably could have shaved about 10 to 15 turns with a better Caius BT phase, but that's like I got the clear, so I don't really feel the need to optimize that further. So Blindeye, how was your tier 6 experience?
Well, I've redone these gates like about 3+ times, and my final team was for left gate, Caius, Orin, and Setzer. And my final team on the right gate was Jacked and Selphie. It was a duel. I didn't take a third
Ooh,
person.
duo, nice.
Nice. I like that.
And my experience was pretty good. I mean, I had no issues with the left gate. It sold Caius really well, and then the right gate sold Selphie kind of well. It kind of felt like they sold a little bit of her issues, her having like a limited launch, but that gets patched up in C90, so it does get better.
Out of curiosity, how was running a launch team with 2 characters? That seems like it kind of defeats like half the purpose of launches.
I mean, it felt good. I mean, I think I personally feel like it felt good because Jack was in there, and I always have a blast running Jack. But
I guess Jack does have like the brave retention, so he'll usually be nice and batteried for those launches at the very least, and he can keep pushing a single target boss back like infinitely, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe my calls were Kurasame and Key, so the team was overall batteried. Or I guess the duel was always batteried.
Right.
Makes sense.
And yeah, that was basically it for my team for left and right gate.
So Somegi's has been spoiled by
it's on the
stream. But it's a very cool clear. It's got Selphie, it's got Ace, my boy. I had him in tier 5, so I couldn't really use him here.
Now you got another one of your favorites on the left side.
7, my girl, Indo's girl, really. I
Yeah.
don't think I can claim 7 entirely just on my own, but
Yeah, so
how did those crucibles are very interesting. How did they go?
So left side, I originally did have Caius LD here, and then I didn't end up using him in the Reckoning. I'm like, he didn't really do anything in that fight, so I replaced him with Kamari, because Kamari is a black crystal and he has a sap effect or poison effect, so he hits the orb. And I just rush damage with Ace. Ace is broken.
Ace is broken. Ace is so good. It's like insane how my expectations for him as a unit were very high, and he exceeded those expectations.
Like, that team cleared the left gate in, I think, 26 turns or something.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It was crazy. It was very easy. I did use Caius's call, but I actually screwed up and had too many debuffs, so the Doom debuff didn't actually apply to like one of the enemies, and I still was fine. I never used the second call.
I guess you're it's not like you're not giving them turns with that team anyway.
Yeah, no, this was pretty comfortable clear. No issues there. Right side, I actually originally on the right side had Iroha there instead of Yuffie, but I could not clear the Reckoning without Yuffie, so I redid it.
Yuffie's super clutch in the middle.
So yeah, you can see I have Lael, Selphie, and Yuffie. I actually hated the right side fight. I think it sucked. It has 18 million HP, and it doesn't do anything. So you just like
You just kind of wail on it, yeah.
And launch, and launch,
I
and
was
launch.
I was like Rain's pilled for this fight, and he clears it so fast that I think I didn't get the full experience. Like a Selphie team, who's like the banner character for that fight. Like for if you have your Rains in 5 or something, or you didn't pull them, I can see this being way more annoying and just like kind of a slog to get through.
Yeah, so
I
technically
mean,
my
I
range
used
is in
Rain.
tier 5, but like he's only in the left gate because I needed a green crystal.
Nice.
I didn't use I
Yeah,
I
I
can get him
used
out, I
Rains
guess.
for fighting the castle thing, and even then, like it was going fast. And I was thinking, this feels like a slog. Without Rains, this probably is a nightmare.
It was really
Just in terms of
easy.
length. Not
It just
not
takes a
difficult,
long
just in terms of
time.
Yeah.
length. I mean, you know.
It was actually
Like,
really funny too because I know you haven't really talked about Selphie yet, but one of her things is she has like a buff that makes it easier to launch the enemy. So combined with all the like stacking all the effects from Lael's burst, Lael's force debuff, Pandemonium summon, and Selphie's buff, I could just launch every turn with any attack in summon. It was
That's pretty awesome.
crazy.
I love when like for Lael when the Pandemonium summon lines up with his debuff and stuff. It's so fun.
Yeah, it was just like Yuffie launches, Selphie launches, Lael launches. I needed her debuff. Like it was so many launches, but it was pretty painless. Then the Reckoning, was hard.
Yeah, no. The Reckoning was. I mean, like I said, I had an incredibly stress-free and easy time of it, which is great because, like I said, I was at a wedding, so I wasn't there to be stressing myself out.
Right.
But it's looking back, I think if you didn't have Caius and Auron, I think Auron is. I feel like Auron was the MVP for this even more so than Caius.
I would agree with that.
I did not pull Auron.
Ditto.
Because all of the people I saw who were struggling were saying, man, this sucks. I don't have Auron. Like
It's a protection thing for Auron. Like he kind of ups the floor before you get blown up by the fight, which is very possible with this one.
Yeah.
But I haven't checked the call to arms since I think the day after the event dropped, but Auron was everywhere. And Caius was in a good chunk of them, but he wasn't like an omnipresent character like Auron was in the call to arms.
Yeah, sadly I didn't. A surprisingly few number of clears use Selphie for the Reckoning, which kind of makes sense. They really didn't do anything to sell her in that stage.
Most people probably pulled Selphie for her 90, which is...
I pulled her for now. I think she's actually really fun, but I'm going to talk about that later.
Yeah, no, we can totally talk about Selphie. I just think in the hive mind, like the Leviga debuff not ticking is such like a catnip for people in the future, so they don't feel bad picking her up now on a good banner if they don't have Caius, especially.
Yeah, no, this is a really fun team for my Reckoning. I have Ace, Selphie, and Yuffie, and there's a lot of battery. Like, obviously Selphie is like, she's got Brave Gain Up, ton of battery in her kit, but Yuffie's also like a pretty good battery when paired with Brave Gain Up.
Yeah.
So Yuffie was doing pretty good damage, like 200k plus splash on skill 1, pretty consistently, and then Ace traps with all the battery in that. It was pumping out a lot of damage.
Who is your middle Blindeye? I don't think I caught that one.
Oh, my middle was Jacked, Auron, and Setzer.
Nice, Setzer.
Blind, I know you just sent me a thing. You wanna tell the people about what you just sent me?
Yeah. So Kain's banner is live, and I just got his LD on the free pull.
Oh
my gosh!
All right, is it time? Am I streaming my free pull?
I think you should stream your free pull. My phone is dead, so I'm gonna run and get my charger.
All right. So first, the free daily ticket.
But I'm gonna watch this first.
Do y'all do this, like save the free daily tickets when there's a new banner dropping?
I 100%. It never does anything, but I always save the free daily.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. It's a blue orb.
Oof.
Well, this is gonna be.
All right. Who wants to take bets? I'm betting Kain 15.
Who's on this banner? Barrett's on this banner, right? Barrett 35.
Shoot, that was gonna be mine. Barrett 15.
Ryzen 15.
Alright.
Yo, Barris LD, let's go. I didn't have that.
Hi, LD.
New character, I'll take it.
Useful, take it.
Well, not bad. I mean,
I will never say no to free LD.
Did we specify? We said it was gonna be Kain LD, right? We can't take credit for this one, can we?
I mean, Yo, I'll take a free LD.
A
Like,
Luxac is a Luxac, let's be honest. I got Renoa for free. I haven't used her, but it's nice to have her. I mean,
I can throw him in like
Also-
Transcendence or something.
Also, Lena is synergy, guys.
where's Vanille?
I think that right there. That's the segue we need. There's
Oh God,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
I
my
wanna
phone
talk-
charger. You guys can mull about
Yeah.
this for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
it's Lena,
want us to
it's
talk-
Lena and Trey.
Oh my god! I want us to talk about the characters who have come out, but I also really want to talk about this banner drama because, well, I want to. I know Somegi really wants to.
Alright, look. Vanille is one of my favorite characters in this game. I have been looking forward to her banner for like 6 months. Where is she? I am
It doesn't
not
make
happy.
sense. So I had a tinfoil hat theory.
Mhm.
I thought they were delaying Vanille in order to allow them to delay Lena, so that Lena would happen during Dragon banner, in order to force people to in order to bait people into accidentally pulling Dragon BT, kind of similar to the Aphmau thing, where they're where they're kind of baiting you into a less quote unquote meta or popular BT, so that then they have to feel obligated to go back and pull for the LD. And I figured they're pushing back Vanille to Kaya cycle, so that Lena, who's very hype, would be on the Dragon. That was my tinfoil hat theory, and now I have no idea. Now I'm completely like, why are they doing this?
Yeah, like, also if they were gonna do that, why wouldn't they just switch Balthier and Lena? Like, why
Yeah,
did we get Balthier
Early
a month
Balthier
early?
made no sense. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's fun for Balthier fans, but the cost of Vanille. Vanille already had like a weird shelf life as a unit. Like, she's cool, but most people are just going to use her as a call. They're not going to use her in party. So delaying a unit who isn't spectacular is it just feels really bad.
Do you feel like they might do something to her or no? Because this is
mean, like,
very
People are
weird.
hoping for like a Sarah style board rework or something like that, but I don't know.
But, like-
She's got like a tuning pass coming with Layla. It just doesn't make sense to
Yeah,
like
her
for her to get
C90
stuff
is
like that.
like what, like 3 months away?
It's like the second. It's like the third cycle of C90. She gets her
Yeah.
her upgrade.
So like 2.5
'Cause-
months even, really.
Yeah, it's short, very short, because it goes Null, then it goes
Lock,
and then
Gilgamesh,
which is where she
Yeah.
is with Layla.
it really makes no sense to me because for a banner like that, for Vanille, who's a character who I know is not the most anticipated by the broader community, that seems like a perfect banner to just you put it more or less where it's going to happen, but you either use it to manipulate things like I was saying with Jagron, or if you're not going to do that, you put it in a free pull cycle and just again to kind of people will pull the EX and feel like they should go for the LD or whatever. Like the fact that it hasn't happened yet is really baffling to me, and I'm either it's going to show up and I'm just going to be like I'll never understand why, or they have something really the gigabrain planned for it. Actually, I always try to look at these things in that kind of business sense of financially, kind of in terms of outfoxing the player base. Why are they doing this?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I can't see a purpose in what they've done in any way. It's very strange. It just feels like one of my favorite characters is just getting shafted for literally no reason.
The vanilla shaft. It's depressing.
At this point, I'm wondering if a fixed Kadaj style campaign is necessary. But
Release Vanille.
Hashtag where's Vanille?
it's hard because with Kadaj, it was a bug that we needed fixed.
Yeah,
That was this is more of just we don't know
Coping.
why you're doing. Yeah, this is more I feel like we have less solid ground to stand on. It's just why is this happening?
Yeah, it's tough out here for 13 fans, I guess.
Speaking of being tough out here for fans of certain things.
Oh yeah, hi Blart.
So we did get a few. I mean, at this point, I think people are digging into the Kain banner, but we can talk a little bit about the characters who showed up for Transcendence 6 as you're making your way through this delightful-looking intertwined wheels.
Where's my Auto Plus team? It's gone. I guess I deleted it.
I think people normally talk about it in the order of like, least impressive to most impressive, or like least stuff to most stuff. I kind of want to start with Caius,
All right.
to buck the trend. And but so I have his LD, got to play around with his rework post LD or post rework, but I haven't gotten a BT. Have any of you guys gotten Caius BT or BT plus even, and can talk
I
to that?
actually have a green Caius, which I believe is set as my friend unit because Goose asked for it, so
Ooh.
that is fun. I'm really enjoying his kit. He's like a very consistent character now. I think they fixed a lot of his problems, but in a way that didn't rob the uniqueness of the character like they do for some. Because the way especially under his burst effect, he's consistently getting those break bonus batteries, which are untaxable. So no matter what the brave gain reductions are, you're getting the same numbers from those, which usually adds up to about 20k per character, which is nothing to sneeze at, honestly, for something that's just every time he takes an action, you get 20k on your whole party. Pretty good to me. His damage is fine. I don't think it's spectacular, but it's decent enough for what he does. And he's just got good debuffs. He's just like an all-arounder character to me. I don't think he's like spectacular at any one thing. I like that he does so many things competently, and I just think he plays nicely. I also don't have experience with his LD only self because I was not playing at that point, but I heard he wasn't super good on LD release,
He wasn't.
so those of you who have him probably have to talk about that.
Yeah, I actually, well, I'd give Blindeye or Somegi if you guys want to talk a bit more to it, because I've played a bit with him I played with him with his LD a bit back in the day, but not like I'm no Yoshi Pasta. So if you guys have more experience with that, I want to give you guys the opportunity to speak to it first.
I don't think I used it more than once out of synergy.
About Caius with LD only.
Yeah.
If you tried him at all before the rework versus after, and could compare that at all.
Before the rework, well, he came out during Ramzo, which was when LD calls were a thing. And
Yeah,
as a
that's true.
main unit, he didn't really like. He was okay, like 1 HP dump on Pulsar Burst. I don't think it had splash damage on it.
Nope, did not.
And it had a lot of brave hits, so it would more than often cap. And then Eye of Bahamut, I mean, that's not a button you normally press to do damage. That's a button you press even now to like apply the debuffs. And I mean, it did its job. It was still 1 HP dump with splash, and that was it. His EX at the time, and I think even now, is still
Sick.
loaded.
Really good EX, yeah.
It's awesome, especially his break bonus battery helps with those launches now too.
Yeah. So it's 2 HP dumps, it's a party battery, and it's a target delay, and that is amazing considering how like a lot of characters now, like the worst button to press is their EX.
Oh,
So
yeah.
for Kai's, it's definitely not that. And then his LD before had 3 HP dumps. It still has 3 HP dumps, I believe, but they upped the brave retention on it, I believe.
Yeah, the
So he
refund's
holds a lot more.
much beefier.
Yeah, so he holds a lot more, so the damage is more consistent, and he feels okay. I feel like I possibly need the BT to bring the best out of him, but he
Sure.
feels fine without the BT, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Maybe if he had like a support BT with him, then he'd be just fine. Like Yuna, Yushtola, Bart's even.
The
As a quick note,
go for it, Blart.
Eamon's redeemed the posture check point reward, so everyone please be sure to make sure you're treating your back right, treating your spine right, sit up straight, and don't be slouching. Anyway, Zoe, you were gonna say?
Raw's like, he just popped a vein somewhere. He feels the urge to sit straight, but he doesn't know why. I was saying that the characters who already had LDs who get BTs, they're usually like even more dependent on the BTs for current content than
For sure.
characters who are getting new LDs. Like even for some of them, like Vayne really wants his BT, but I think because the majority of Caius's new mechanics are inside his BT effects, that just like ups the need to have him green, just, like to feel fully good about using him. But I've seen a lot of LD only Caius clears. Like his debuffs are still super good for this tier specifically. I don't know out of synergy how much you would use an LD only Caius at this point in the game, but first cycle it's probably more than enough.
Yeah, he's an interesting character when I look at him because he's definitely unique. I love what they did to his Doom debuff.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
before it was kind of clunky at the time, and it was like, okay, afterwards. Now it happens, and if correct me, it felt to me like it would even like re-break them. I was noticing or something. Like it felt like the guarantee break even.
Yeah, no,
they
so
That's right. Yeah,
it
it's a
breaks
rebreak.
them all,
Yeah, it's
so
a break
it
period.
doesn't like it doesn't like screw up your turn order basically on his turns.
Oh man, yeah. So like that felt really good. It's interesting to me. His damage definitely feels a lot better with the they kind of give him the standard glow up with multi dumps and refunds, which is good because they gave him something that I always found interesting about him was that they gave him the damage dealer high armor where it makes his brave hits better, which is kind of weird because he's like a debuffer, and his kit doesn't really lend itself to being a primary damage dealer, but he's able to because of that. And now the BT I think makes him really lean into that damage dealer role. He's still like I think the numbers he's putting out at this point in my head, correct me if I'm wrong, my kind of gut feeling right now is that kind of supplementary support characters, maybe not like Sarah levels like pure Aurabots, but most like kind of jack of all tradesy supports should be averaging 200 to 300k on a good turn, while damage dealers should be doing like 400 to 700k on average.
For me, Caius is looking around 500k a turn on average, I think, with more on like his LD and sometimes his EX, but sometimes less on the EX. So I don't know. He seems like he's in a pretty good place damage wise to me.
Cool, that's good.
That's with his green and blue armor. So that is your mileage may vary.
I will say his debuffs have kind of annoyed me for a long time because they feel a little bit all over the place. The Doom is great, but like he has the 50% defense down, then he has max brave down and poison, which are kind of defensive debuffs, but they're kind of both lame. Like you can't rely on him to protect the party just with those two. And so I thought it was very telling to me that the orbs to sell him on his Transcendency were his Doom debuff, which is great, and apply a shit ton of debuffs because it doesn't matter what they are.
The number of debuffs, not anything specifically he did. That just makes it. I think an attack down probably would have aged better in his kit than like the Embrave down for Lufenia Plus style content.
Definitely.
But I think the defense down and the Doom are the most important things for him, honestly. So they're just like with 8 debuffs, it's not nearly as bad to make him work in a party, I think. So you just kind of sit with the poison and the Embrave down. You're getting the rest of his kit, so yeah.
That reminds me, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if anyone has tried to run Faris in this tier. I'm not going to. I was like,
I thought about it, and I'm like, wow, Faris sucks. And then I stopped thinking about it.
Ugh.
Her damage just, oh man. And it's not like Quistis where she has auras and like delays that will keep her relevant for actually getting the turn count. I think Faris teams in turn count, that just sounds really rough.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh, I know we don't really have a JP section planned. Does anyone know if Emperor Aoshi is asking if Luna Freya has been confirmed for DFO? I'm not aware of anything like that.
She was data mined, but we don't know 100% sure yet.
Yeah. She's data mined, but she wasn't like actually like announced officially.
Okay, so well maybe.
So there's like a non-zero chance it is her, but it could be somebody else, and she could just have data for a future update.
Could be another Riku situation, probably.
Pretty much, yeah.
Could be that.
So yeah, I guess pretty positive overall on Caius. First, I'm really enjoying him. I haven't had a burst effect that ups brave damage like for my greens, so that is a huge nice thing for me that I was missing in my roster. Like 50% versus debuff targets, super nice.
Yeah, I've had a BT effect that ups my brave damage, but before I talk about that BT, I wanted to return to our discussion earlier about Selphie, because Somegi and I were having a little back and forth in our mod chat earlier, because I think Selphie sucks personally. Not objectively on paper.
Gosh,
Not
I
objectively on
did a
paper.
terrible job of this. I totally forgot to read up in the mod chat. I missed this
Oh, no,
juicy argument about
It wasn't
Selphie.
an argument,
Damn it.
but
It was very violent, very fierce by our respective standards. If
I
you
see.
know us,
yeah. So I pulled
yeah.
Selphie, because I wanted to. I don't know. I hadn't pulled in quite a while. This is the first character I pulled since Shulk.
Oh, you're so powerful
Gender
for holding off
tickets.
that long. I couldn't hold off that long.
I haven't pulled at all since Shulk. Like I haven't spent a single ticket since Shulk.
You spent this was ticket pulls. I know you're planning on keeping gems
I am.
handy until like what 2022.
The new year.
I mean, it's been working. I was
Actually,
at like 50k gems a couple of months ago. I've gained since the start of Lufania Plus. I've gained over 200,000 gems.
Hey, kids, if you're listening, this is how you become a gem millionaire here.
we'll
just go pull.
see. We'll see.
But yeah, so I use Selphie. Obviously, you showed my clear tier 6 earlier, and I really enjoyed her, and I think that she's really good at what she does. So how do I say this? She's a battery unit first and foremost. Kind of like Porum, but I'd say less defense oriented. Like she does have healing, but she doesn't have like the over healing and the HP damage
Mitigation.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She does have some mitigation. She has her wall debuff. It reduces brave damage, I think.
Yeah, just not like the insane party EX
not Porum.
buff that Porum has, which is like live some crazy shit.
But obviously her new gimmick is launches. For LD, it is a 2-turn delay. Launches the target, sets Brave to 0, batteries the party, doesn't consume her Brave, and applies her debuff, which for 4 turns, the target will always be launched. It ticks down Edward style, where if the target gets attacked, or even hit with splash damage, which is one downside to it, it will tick down. And I think that's like a really fun mechanic to make like a big damage win kind of debuff. Like, you gotta line everything up, then you pop Selphie's LD, then you just do as much damage as possible, make sure your launches are all lined up, maybe you use your summon there, that kind of stuff. And it doesn't tick down in burst, which is also very nice. I don't know, she's a really fun unit to play, she does a lot of cool stuff. I know people talk about her C90 being broken, I think it looks really boring, and I hate it. Because right now,
into the removing nuance of characters. When
it removes like the nuance. It also makes you launch way more often, which sucks.
Yeah, it adds to that that in-game timer, not the time, the real life time it takes to complete content.
Yeah, like
that
I
leads
don't.
into my counterpoint.
Oh yeah, I mean like, and I think I saw a lot of people talk about how like, oh, Selphie extends the time of runs. It's like, no, she doesn't. You get like a couple launches. Like it's not that much.
I mean, her debuff ticks down like on any type of damage, so any attacks with splash are going to tick them down on both targets. Like
even the splash, they gave her own skill 1 for this.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, yeah, use her HP plus. Her HP plus is great. It's a party battery.
HP plus is very good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think she's a really fun character. She's got a cool gimmick. She's got Brave gain up, which is always nice. It's not to like.
Yeah, she seems pretty good to me. I Luxact Caius. I got his LD on the free pull, and then I got his BT and 10 tickets. So it's like, all right, I'll cut my losses here and save Selphie for later if I ever find the desire to find her. But she seems fun to me, and like she seems powerful. And there's not that much hard content left, so I'm sure she'll contribute for like the 3 fights that are relevant coming up.
Right.
Yeah. Honestly, she is pretty good. I just think she sucks.
And that's valid.
Like,
what are you
really...
finding? Like, where's the disconnect between like what you thought she was going to be and what she actually is for you?
Well, what I thought she'd be was a free pull LD that I got when I free pulled her LD, and then what she's been is an LD that I own because I didn't free pull her LD. So
So you don't have her,
yeah,
is what you're saying.
that's basic. Yeah, that pretty much sums up my arguments here. Is I don't have her LD and she sucks.
Oh.
Really, I mean, if we want to get out of the character mode for a second, just at this point in the game, I'm not as excited about launches as I used to be. I guess the reason is because what made launches exciting was back in the day, and by back in the day I mean like 3 months ago. What a launch represented was basically that character suddenly has a triple dump, basically, assuming you set it up right. It's taking one character's worth of damage and tripling it for that one turn. And so, like, that's what made the Lail teams so powerful back in the day, or the Kain teams, Airlines. The reason Airlines was so crazy is because you were getting, every turn, you got 3 characters worth of damage every turn. Now, every one of those 3 characters is doing a single dump on that launch attack, and, like, if you're using it with a character like Jack, if Jack does a launch, he's doing, like, a quadruple dump before the launch attack and getting 2 more dumps on top of that, but, like, I don't feel like I need that extra damage anymore. I think Mino was talking about this in one of the recent streams. The feeling of, like, back in the day, launch was where it was at for multiple dumps and for HP damage up. And both those things are things we just have access to now as just the nature of the game existing. And so launchers no longer excite me the way they once did. Reigns is an exception for me because he does that cool kick in the air. And I'm a huge fan of just, like, the feel of a character, and Reigns makes those kicks make the launch feel cool and powerful. But for most launch characters now, like, when a launch comes up, I'm like, okay, here we go. It's extra damage, cool. But, like, and so for me, the idea of building a team around just pressing the launch button over and over now feels unnecessary compared to what else I could be doing. I think honestly, playing with characters like Golbez or like who else Strago, where, like, a single button does a bazillion D damage without me needing to press more buttons after that, kind of spoiled me for a little bit. And so that's, I guess, why, while Selphie looks cool and I think she is good, as far as my cup of tea, I don't think there's a reason that I didn't go full, beyond the free pull for hers, because I realized I don't know if I'm really feeling going hard on launch anymore if I don't have to.
That's totally fair. I think one thing that is kind of cool about her is, like...
But it was funnier to just say that she sucked because I didn't get her, I think.
I don't disagree. I don't know, I think, like, something that's cool about her is how well she plays, like, non-launch teams. Like, she's kind of like Kain in that sense, right? Where, yeah, obviously, like, you can run Kain in an airlines team and just launch every turn, but he also does a lot on, like, on primary launch teams, right? Like, you can make other people do launches, and your, like, normal battery units are now able to launch every turn. And
yeah, Liz Lizette's channel is like a history of Kain showing up in non-launch teams and performing very adequately.
I mean, like, I use Kain in Transcendence 1, right? And
oh, I did too. We were on the same team. In Trans 1. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I had literally never met Zoey before, and then we were talking about Transcendence at some point, and it turns out that we both had the exact same team for Tier 1 Reckoning, which was Paladin, Cecil, Arciella, and Kain. Which, you might notice, there's not a primary damage dealer on that team, but because of all Kais's launches, you still do damage. And I think it's kind of a cool... Alright.
I think that's fair. I can respect that. And this is, like I said, Zoe, we had a very violent discussion exactly of the tone that we just had. It was basically, this was the same discussion we had in Mod Chat, except without the nuance and the digging in. in terms of tone. What I'm trying to say is we're both very rude people to each other.
Got it.
Alright, for the challenge quest, should I equip Barrett's EX or his unmaxed LD?
Oh, you gotta build Barrett, come on.
Fine, I'll build Barrett. I'll at least max his LD. I don't know if I can spare the ingots.
Getting the LD passive is fine. I think you can live with a blue EX.
Also, you guys can see my beautiful inventory. Raw Life always gives me shit for not expanding my inventory because I don't think it's necessary.
No, you were 100% right. Like, Autosol completely killed the need for any more slots, and I upgraded to 900 before I knew what Autosol was, and I'm upset about it.
I'm capped out as well.
They got us all.
They didn't get me.
They knew it. Damn it, some girl
Booty.
prophet.
Barrett,
Outfoxed
nice.
again. There we
About
go.
to carry the CQ
Should
super
I
hard.
purple his X? Oh,
I
no,
don't
only have
know.
5
Who-
ingots,
what's-
maybe not.
What's your ingot? Oh, that's
5.
dire. No.
Is 15 ingots dire?
I have 5.
Oh, 5. Yeah, fire's no. The 5's dire. Sorry, I wasn't looking
What's
close
your
enough.
book situation?
I've got like 12 or something. I'm fine on those.
Okay, I'm technically up on ingots right now, but you have way more books than me.
I'm running out of things to book.
Barrett is gonna be powerful,
Alright,
beautiful.
guess we're running Barrett Pikachu style.
Yep.
He would be so proud of you.
So yes, to be played optimally, Barrett does need to be with melee/range characters, but this is the challenge quest. I'm just gonna run whoever the hell I have.
Theological
Challenge quests are those 3 horsemen, so you're good.
Oh, it's those guys. Those guys are so annoying. I hate them.
Oh,
They
what
like
the?
they like auto cleanse and become immune to debuffs after at like
Oh,
70% or
the
60%.
Porum
Oh,
horses,
so
yeah.
annoying.
Those things were.
Theologica, good question. How many power stones are we hoarding for FR era? I have like 50 power stones, I think. So I'm not doing too great on the whole hoarding thing. How are you guys
I'm
doing?
not hoarding power stones, because that's fucking stupid.
It is stupid. Very stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not hoarding, but I have about 200 or so. But I think it's just more so the amount of weapons I have.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Blindeye.
You just kind of like naturally accumulate them at some point.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to that point yet, of course, but at some point you do just kind of get them.
Like like now I'm pulling on banners that I already have like LDs on, and I'm just getting like that
Oof,
character's kit
that's the
like
dream.
a lot.
I was talking to, I think, Goose about this. There's characters, when I was a noob, I purpled entirely for entropy, and I'm starting to get their LDs, and it just feels
Oh,
really good
wait,
that
this
those
sucks.
ingots didn't go totally to waste. Like I
forgot
got
to equip
jacked
all of
fully
Barrett's passives.
kitted.
Hold on.
Rip Barrett.
I saw that.
I got Jex LD, I got Shadows LD. Those both were purpled solely for clearing entropy tiers, so I'm just very glad to get some return of investment on those guys.
Have his summon boards, Max? Did I do the
I think
passives
it
on
said
it?
you
I
had
did.
the M on.
These LD boards.
But yeah, I think that's kind of the pattern the Power Stones play out with, because every time you pull for a new weapon for a character, every time a new weapon cycle comes out, all the characters you've already kitted just get one extra weapon, and so you're still getting the same number of weapons from the banner that you would have if it was the first time you're building them, but a lot of them just turn into Power Stones.
Dude, the JP banners are so cracked. Like, there's gold orbs galore because everybody has LDs now, and there's an FR, so there's like such a high chance that you're getting something, and then there's just 3 characters full kits on the banner, so you just
I
get
feel-
so many power stones and dupes.
That makes me nervous because my pull videos take a long time as it is, just letting the gold orbs play out, and I'm like, oh god.
You're gonna be averaging more golds than not, for sure.
What this means is we need to get me to 1,000 subs so I can start monetizing and rolling those mid-roll ads for the 10-minute long pull videos.
Ooh.
Yep.
You
Road
guys
to
get a cut of that.
1K.
You guys get
What
a
are you at
cut
now?
of that
Like
if we-
450, something like that?
442 at last count.
Nice.
So if we can get some Bl'Artagnan subs in there, if I get to 500, I can start doing
Check out the
community
link in
posts.
chat.
Ooh, community post would be a nice bump.
Yeah,
Be
most of the,
fun.
I could start, I don't know, but telling dad jokes. I don't know what do you use those things for? I think Black Cloud usually just uses to shout at other like YouTubers and stuff.
Post memes on them. It's a good use of it.
Ooh, memes. I'm
Memes
just
is
gonna
always
be,
good.
I'm just gonna cross post like Indo and John Belmont's meme videos anyway. So
RBK, yeah.
RBK, Lady Black Cat, there are a lot of good memesters.
Yeah,
coming
oh,
out
Layla
woodwork.
Black Cat's been doing some really funny stuff lately. Yeah, the comedy is in good hands, so Raw Life can rest easy for today.
It is very good. I mean, even like Necklord's coming back out of the woodwork. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, Network, I recognized he did like a Castlevania edit for Vane's LD. That was very good.
No, Necklord's the OG Dissidia shit poster. I feel.
Shitposter, yeah.
So it feels like a renaissance to have him and like all these other
with
Very
the
good
new
meme
school.
Alright, let's see this.
It's great.
What do I need to do to play Barrett? Someone tell me what
You
to
got
do.
to LD twice to get his auras at max
Well,
stack.
I need to drop avalanche stacks, right? How this works?
Oh shit, you do.
His
Yeah.
skill 2 does it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I need to let them fall off. That's how you play Barrett.
You've watched BC, you know how it works.
Oh, look at that damage.
Beautiful.
Some top tier.
Didn't even take their percent markers.
Right there.
Alright, so Caius's skill 1's like really good now, right?
It is.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, no, that
Very
It's,
nice.
a triple dump with refund in between is pretty with splash damage is pretty
Yeah,
tasty.
the splash makes it very consistent.
I'm coping pretty hard right now, I gotta tell
What
you.
am I going to use for this challenge quest? Let me see.
Trey. Caius, you win.
I
Yeah.
bought Caius, Lena, and Raijin, and it was pretty fine.
Oh, I have a 0 out of 3 Raijin. Perfect. Actually, I have a purple Barret. I get to use that. Easy.
Does this have a buff on it? Oh, yeah, it does.
I think you big shot, right? Doesn't that have like a physical attack buff
Yeah.
or something?
yeah, you big shot next.
I just press the button to see what it says. Let the game tell me what to do so I don't have to figure it out.
150k from Barret. Emperor Aoshi, who's looking forward to Sid C90? Not me. I don't really care about Sid, to be honest, and he comes like
He's
the
with
very
no-
beginning,
yeah.
so I don't know. I'm not very excited. He's fine. He's a good call at the beginning, and like I don't know. It's hard for me to get excited over specific characters in C90.
I just feel like his issue would probably be like Shadow's issue right now, just BT not having one.
Well,
Yeah.
doesn't this is FF7 Sid, right? He has a little bit of kind of utility here and there. Like he has like dispel and healing or something, wind damage. I forget.
Yo,
Yeah.
this LT is
He
amazing.
gets a
And then his LD is like the airship.
Barrett's broken.
And that is pretty cool though.
yeah. It's cool. He gets like a carpet bombing kind of like Garnet style from his overhead. To my
Yeah, it's on
knowledge,
his
and he's like it's
turn.
like a pretty like it's like a nuke of an attack too, and his EX got buffed pretty hard.
Yeah.
So like I think you'll have fun with him if you're a fan of the character. It's just like if you're not a fan of the character, there's a 99% chance you don't need to pull them. So in the garbage time. So I'm just not a big fan of the character.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty popular character among Seven fans because he kind of
Sucks. He's the worst FF7 character.
Oh, he certainly
I
stands
thought you
out.
hated Kate Seth.
Oh, I just don't care about Kate Sith. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. so
Is apathy
sorry.
worse than hatred? That's the question.
Yes.
It's a debate for another. I would say it's not worse. Yeah, no, if you don't have Null, it's a very good banner. Null can be a garbage time carry as well. Getting like one early green to do that. If it's like Machina, Null, Lock, whoever, it's good to have one of those.
So
I
there
know
was
Noel was pretty good, yeah.
there was one other green unit that showed up during the.
Oh my god, we forgot!
No, we didn't
I
forget.
didn't
We were
forget.
saving the best for last.
Okay, I forgot. You guys didn't. I'm very.
I'm never gonna forget. I just been
Yo,
kind of
look how good
working up
Barrett
the-
is. Why does everyone hate this
Barrett, look at
character?
Barrett.
I'm gonna ask you the question in the title of the stream. Why is Golbez?
Just
I
did a
wish I
million
knew,
damage.
Zoe. I wish I knew. God. It is really funny to have Barrett of all characters on screen right now while we're talking about Golbez.
Barrett's doing more than Golbez is.
Oh my Christ. So.
Hey Chris, welcome to the stream.
Howdy, Chris. How's it going? And for those of you who haven't noticed, Raw Life is under the weather, so we are having not even an off stream. We have the crew is here, just minus Raw Life, so we're still
Pretty
rolling
much,
strong.
yeah. No Mino either. He's in Endwalker Hell.
It's fighting Error
Um,
2002.
Damn, Barrett, calm down.
Damn, that felt
Ruthless
like
efficiency. You dispatched those riders.
Dude, Challenge Quest MVP, and he doesn't even have any ingots. What? No, it's an
Hours
HP
overwhelming.
requirement. I failed it. God damn it.
Oof.
This game
oh
sucks.
my God.
Oh well then.
Game blows.
Maybe I should have given Barrett a call.
Damn.
Alexander Summon, where you at, bro?
No, we need.
But yeah, let's talk about the Man in Black. Let's talk about Golbez.
It's funny. We're probably gonna spend the most time of the three characters talking about him, but he's the one who got the least.
Got
He
nothing.
He got more overflow on his own.
You're gonna make me talk about it, aren't you? He did
Break
get
it down.
more overflow.
Break it down, dude.
He got 10%. He got 10% more HP up, damage up on his Shadow Dragon. He got more overflow. I want to say 20%, which is cool, I guess. Overflow. Everyone's excited about that. And he got 30% more Brave Steel up. Jesus Christ! And he got the one thing that made me and Eamon say, "Oh, maybe this won't suck so bad," is he got 30% more Brave Steel up. He already had, I think, 20% Brave Steel up, and now he has
It's 50 total, yeah.
Yeah, which is on paper that's just a very high number. That's just a very big number to be rolling around with. But the problem, and the reason I've been kind of crying myself to sleep every night for the past 5 days, is because Golbez is fundamentally,
Bad.
at the end of the day, well, yes, but we're getting to that.
Let the man talk.
He is, at his core, all he is he's a very straightforward damage dealer. He's a self-sufficient damage dealer who provides basically no party utility aside from the fact that he doesn't need a whole lot of support to deal his damage. Ignoring the fact that right now Lufenia defenses make it so that you do need to do something to deal with those defenses, and so support is necessary. And so what they did is they raised the floor of his damage without really raising the ceiling. Yes, they gave him overflow. No, that isn't going to really matter. And for his BT effect, they added a couple of minor offensive auras without extending the duration. And I think the reason for that is because they figure, well, this is a very powerful effect. This freeze, this locks down the fight until it's over. We should make it very balanced, very conservative, very careful. He's very slow, and so it sucks. That being said, I'm trying to be optimistic here and put on a brave face, because I did find one. I was doing some studying and I was checking out what Stimpy's been doing with him, and I think he actually has one redeeming factor which I'm going to try to maximize the use of. And that is that his BT effect, the whole Brave Freeze thing, can actually situationally pair really well on triple BT teams for enemies. For enemies who turn warp and force you to let them take turns. In those kind of fights, you can do something like Golbez and two other ridiculously brilliant, Lock and Machina or something dumb. And when they do the turn jump hit you attack, you say, okay, whatever, back to continuing to kill you. And so for very specific niche cases, that's great. The problem is you don't want to green a character for niche cases. You want to green them so they can carry all of your teams. And so that's why Golbez sucks, and I'm very sad.
The rich get richer. The 1%, they're claiming Vayne, they're claiming Golbez. Who's next?
I gotta say, I've at this point I've brought Vayne, Bartz, and Golbez through every Lufenia Plus that isn't a Divine Summon, because fuck that noise. And it felt great, power creeping that content, so that was fun.
It's the little things in life.
What do you guys think? I've been saving that rant for I know Cross has been trying to get me onto Historia Crux for a couple of weeks, and I've unfortunately had to. It hasn't worked out. So ever since he's asked me, I've been kind of planning for what I was going to say, and it all kind of came out. But Cross, by the way, shout out to Cross 13, Historia Crux on Tuesdays at.
Crux is awesome. I was on Crux a month ago, I think. It was a fun time.
That was a very good stream. So anyone in the chat who isn't already checking out Historia Crux on YouTube, Cross, if you want to post a link in the chat to that, please do. Definitely check that out. It'll be on tomorrow night, and it's always a really fun time. I look forward to joining them one of these days. But so what do you guys think about this situation?
Why is his burst effect still 4 turns? They couldn't have made it 5 turns. Even just a little bit of a buff would have been nice. It just feels so bad to see that unchanged. Because the thing is it's a powerful effect, but you also have to finish the fights in time, before his burst effect runs out, and Golbez himself does not help you do that anymore. His damage just isn't up to par. So, in a way, you're compensating for his lack of damage in order to utilize his freeze, which is just a super dissonant way for the character to be designed. It's bad.
If he provided anything beyond damage outside of his BT effect, it'd be something with Ramza, he still provides auras and his LD delays and launches. With Cloud, most other BT characters have something they can point to and say, well, at least when I'm not using my BT, I'm doing this.
Yeah, Golbez just does not have that at the moment. So unless he becomes like a top floor DPS again, there's not much hope for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly, and that's the truth.
I can't wait for Golbez to get his FR, which is like dark damage or something, and then I'm gonna run. We can run it with Shantoto. We can cope together. It'll be lovely.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. If
My
that happens,
Toto's
I'm
gonna party dark enchant for your Golbez. It'll be glorious.
Oh, I cannot wait. I need that.
Golbez does not have a C90 yet. RGD.
Saving the best for last.
Good evening, by the way. See you there. So yeah, did any of you pull for Golbez LD on this banner?
I already
Golbez
have his
Bash.
LD.
Oh my god, what a
man.
shitty banner.
I have a problem. I'm capped on tickets.
You can
Horror,
throw some
gross.
tickets. There's a banner that you could throw some tickets at to get rid of them.
Golbez BT?
Dude, 13 ticket challenge for Golbez? Let's do it.
I already
Oh,
have his
God.
LD though. It's a waste.
Please, yeah, don't do that. Even if you didn't do it, just please don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It
999.
it makes me sad because I actually made myself really depressed over the weekend because I was just looking up other characters' BT effects, mostly out of curiosity and partially because I was trying to figure out, okay, who can I go gun for to make Golbez actually viable going forward if I stacking other BT effects next to him. In case you're wondering how my weekend went, and I looked and I'm like, okay, Sephiroth they add a turn to his BT effect. Ramza they add like 2 turns. Basically, virtually every other character gets additional turns to their BT effect, and Golbez didn't. And I feel personally insulted by Squex. I feel like Squex Joshua is laughing at me right now. I'm taking this personally.
Yeah, you should write a strongly worded email to Squex Joshua,
Did
the developer
Arden?
of this game.
Did Arden get +1 added to his burst duration?
I thought it was +2, but that's just off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up.
Okay, it might have been +2. Yeah.
You know who actually doesn't get an extra turn from their BT plus is Zidane.
Well, I mean, the only ones where they give an extension, I think, are when it's an established BT that they're adding to.
I think a lot of the like
No,
new ones
some of
have
them
like you
do,
get a
but-
longer effect for having the BT plus.
10 turns was also the cap until Gilgamesh happened, so that was like kind of the max for a while, so there wasn't really anything to raise.
I don't think he gets longer turns. It's 10 either way. No, it's 10 on his BT. I've used his BT. It's 10.
Pretty sure it's 10, Amen. I have his base BT and almost nothing else in his kit, so... Yeah, like Lightning doesn't get added turns on hers because she already had 10, and they never broke that. For whatever reason, Gilgamesh was the time they chose. I guess it's because he guarantees like 2 turns, but other characters turn steal too. It's weird that Gilgamesh got 12 instead of 10, but
They did that because they know what they did and they needed to do something to make it up for me.
I hope this means that Eldnarsh is going to get like 16 turns or something
hell yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
for all the
Please
warp
do.
turns.
20 turn Eldnarsh BT effect.
You know what it's gonna be for Eldnarsh? It's gonna stay the same length of turns, but it won't go down on warp turns.
And he'll get an
mean-
80% attack aura, just like
That would work.
Golbez.
Yes, please. Yeah, and that's it. And they'll just toss an 80% attack. Oh god. So yeah, this I'm mad because like this shouldn't be the thing I've been tunnel visioning on in this game since it happened, because it's like, okay, it's a returning character, whatever, but I
All the
invested
other
so much
returning
emotion.
characters have been pretty good, honestly, until like
I know.
Arden.
Like,
Arden
and
and
even then,
Golbez
like-
really dropped the ball.
Even
Like,
then,
Arden dropped the ball, then like Golbez like pitched the
Golbez
ball.
punted it
Like,
out of the gym, like you're not even playing anymore.
Yeah, like the other returning characters who are kind of meh, at least they're kind of workable. Like with Arden, you're like, okay, I see what they're doing. I can play around with this and make it work if I'm committed to it. With Golbez, like I can, but it's going to be as a meme next to 2 other green BTs because there's no other way his damage is going to be there. Like, I seriously considered yesterday greening my twins BT just to increase the HP damage cap so that Golbez could be hitting harder. I had to
does he
talk
want
myself out of
HP
it.
damage or Brave damage cap?
Or no, not what is it? Hell, there's how do you word it? The twins have a BT. What part of their BT effect means you can like hold more brave or something, and basically, which translates to more
More
HP
overflow,
damage.
basically?
The increased cap is what you're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about, I think.
yeah. I forgot.
That's
how
like a
to
super
phrase
good.
it.
I was very glad that Ace had that. He had 15% on that, and the twins get like a ridiculous number depending
Yeah,
on
it's
the
like
number of enemies.
30 with 2 and 50 with 3, which is insane. So I
Bonkers.
for my extremely well thought out and strategic clearings of the old Lufania pluses, I used Twins Friend because I was like, I want Golbez LD to hit for 2 million damage, and it did, and it was great, and I had a great time, and then I cried myself into my pillow.
I'm sorry, Blart.
It happens. So
That's
Jack, how's Blindeye? How's Jack been treating you? I need some good news.
Some positivity in this cruel,
Jack's
cruel
been
world.
Amazing. I'm currently running them through the Lufenia Plus. I'm currently doing a pretty unique team, so if it works, I'll probably be tagging you in the TCC channel, Blart. But it's a Jacked family team.
That's pretty cool. And just
Alright.
to clarify, I've known this for I'm pretty sure I know that Jack is your favorite Final Fantasy X character.
Yep.
Good. I thought so. I knew it. I just wanted to make sure I had it in writing.
It wouldn't be any other way, let's be honest.
Blindeye gets pretty excited about Waka and Tidus too, so I wanted to just make absolutely sure.
Well, I mean, those guys are just the bros. It's like you can't go wrong with them.
Too true. Too true. So what are you planning for the Lufenia, Somegi? It's gonna be weird not
I don't-
having to.
I'm reading what it does. I don't know what this guy does.
It's the centipedes. You know what they do? They put a poison on you.
Okay.
Hey,
annoying.
Fought them in Theodore's Lufenia, I believe.
And
And
Tidus raid.
Tidus's event.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Tidus, that's right.
Alright, so we
Wait,
need
they
range
absorb
damage.
Earth? What?
Yeah, they absorb Earth.
Oh,
Why?
No, I saw that. I don't
They
know.
stole it in
You
shambles.
know, at the time,
Guy fans are
at
just-
the time, Guy was kind of meta, so they
No,
had
he wasn't.
Tidus does sound good for this RGD. I mean, he can probably
does have the
hit
ranged follow-up.
The ranged follow-up, so I would see it. Tidus has been pretty good, honestly.
try
Tidus and
synergy.
Nina they both aged very well into Luf Plus for regular BT characters.
Blue cow. I know. Who do y'all want to see?
Oh man.
Yeah,
when
I'm sorry, Leafblade. The legendary, the Zonde team just can't do it.
Well, yeah, you can. He imperils his other elements. It'll be fine.
Leafblade, you lied to me. I don't even have Zonde. I don't know what he does.
So
No, all his attacks are
he
like
does lots
dual
of range
elemental, at least
damage.
2 or 3 elements on all his
Okay.
attacks.
Doesn't he like? I guess he party chants just
Dark.
dark then. I thought
Yeah,
he
his party enchant is
chanted
dark, but
Okay.
all of his attacks are earth or fire.
fire, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Who would be fun to use here?
RNA.
Who does
I don't know.
lots of range damage? How about a better idea? Who do you have blued? Let's use that as our baseline.
Lose? Well, I could use Yuffie here.
Yuffie would probably be good for this.
The blue
Damn,
gets
it's
the
really
debuff
like the Yuffie come up or the glow up for Loof Plus.
Do you have a blue Yuffie?
Let's do that. That sounds fun.
There we go.
Someone has to do damage.
Do we have any other requests? We got a Tidus in there. We got a Noctis being requested.
Noctis.
Oh,
Don't know about
man.
that one. His damage
Probably
is
need
not.
some support in there too.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll do Noctis. It's gonna go
Noctis-
horribly.
Noctis,
Yeah.
Yuffie, and Palom. It's over.
How?
Oh god. Prompto is a character. I don't know if you'll have enough.
I don't know if
support
that's going to
going
be
in.
enough auras, but
Selphie,
Go for it.
obviously.
I mean, Selphie's a character.
This is a terrible team. This isn't gonna work at
this
all.
is so bad. Why
This is
do
a
we need
terrible idea.
Noctis?
I don't know. So it said use Noctis.
Oh god.
Cross said to use Noctis.
Felt like a delayer instead of Noctis.
By the way,
Tidus.
Zoe, have you had a chance to check out Cross's video of the week yet?
Oh, I haven't checked it. No.
It's very good this week, I have to say.
Mog.
Cross,
Right.
it keeps getting better.
Fuck.
Kamari, let's go. He's
Mario
ranged,
probably
right?
kind of nice for this fight. He is ranged.
I don't know what he does.
He's some auras and some debuffs. And he blinds them.
Not any damage, that's for sure.
Nope, not at all.
So for this fight, are you expected?
Unfortunately.
I just looked at the orb conditions. Are you expected to do that second condition regularly, or are you able to just get away with range damage?
Pretty sure people can just get away with the range damage.
If you have like a lot of range damage, then yes.
That's
Or like
suspiciously
try or
fair.
something. There's so many options. You just gotta pick a team, Somegi.
Okay, you're getting on my case about just picking a team?
No, I'm just saying just pick whoever you want. I was trying to be nice to you. I wasn't trying to be mean.
Huh.
I was saying screw chat. Don't listen to them.
Oh, Eldnarsh, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
there. Okay, hold on.
That's a really good idea.
Kind of like
Okay.
this Titus selfie UV thing.
Okay.
Sounds like it could be fun.
We need to put up our wager.
Oh, are we doing a predictions?
It's
Sure,
I
let's
think
try
it's become a
this
tradition.
scuffed ass team.
Somegi is
Alright.
so competent, though. This will be interesting.
I didn't say.
Yeah, but
I
I'm running a
didn't say it was
shitty
gonna be-
team, so it
Well, then
balances out.
That does
the nice
balance
thing
out.
about it-
Okay.
Yeah, it's a shitty team, and the
Uh,
nice thing about it is like the way it's weighted. If everyone feels one way about it, then they get less payout if they're right. So democracy wins.
Will Somegi
Alright.
show up raw life?
Probably. Brutal.
This is that. Oof.
I'm at 10, that's a little dicey.
Let's do a 2-minute submission.
So there's nothing in here that's bad if I don't give them a turn, right? Oh, what are the reductions? Let's find out.
You can no turn this.
80% battery, 90% battery. Oof, brutal.
I feel like it's been. I'm not used to bosses naturally just having weaknesses.
Yeah, I know.
What are they weak to?
Holy, ranged, and lightning.
Oh yeah,
Cold,
I-
right? Wasn't it Onion Knight cycle? It probably is cold.
Ice.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is
it's
Ice Week.
and
Ice-
holy.
Ice and
It was
Holy,
yeah.
ice,
Because
it was
Theodore
onion
and-
knight, and
Theodore
then
and-
the holy
okay,
piece.
yeah. Makes sense.
I
Gao has just gotten an LD boards. That's who they were trying to stop.
Oh my god. Shafted in right after the lockout.
How dare they?
Well, I'm gonna wait
Ink
for this poll to
Welder's
close before I start.
absolutely holding his fist.
I
Yeah,
love when they recycle a boss and they just keep the resistances and stuff.
They
So
keep the elements for
yeah,
some
we're just stuck
reason.
looking like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, this team is I have doubts, but
I
should be
also
very
have doubts, but
interesting.
that's okay.
wow.
Or make it work.
Everyone has predicted yes. I'm gonna predict no, just to spice things up a little bit.
That's very smart. I think you should all pick no. I don't think this team's gonna win.
You don't tell them that beforehand. That's messing with the results.
I know it
can't-
is.
Oh yeah, this also means I can't. I'll put 1k
classic-
against you. I can't
classic
end the
Lifestream
poll
integrity.
anymore.
That's
Dude,
fine.
Raw Life is a fucking villain. I can't believe he did that to the people. Stole their hard-earned channel points. I have
Wow.
the logs of who won that in reality. They're forever enshrined as the true winners of the Shiva betting. So hopefully we don't have a similar scenario take place.
Alright. Oh, I guess I need to pick a friend unit, huh? What does this team want?
Probably brave
Golbez.
damage is my guess.
Oh god.
COD?
Just every time you say Golbez, there's just like a garland might be nice, honestly.
I can find a garland. Ooh, here's a garland. Pretty good.
Brave damage and delays, I could see it. For Titus's burst effect too. Burst phase sounds really nice.
Alright.
What's the turn count on this?
I
Out of
did not look.
curiosity.
Listen, we have
Alright.
Titus.
It's 65.
Titus, like, he'll burn out long before we hit turn count. That's just how playing Titus works. Alright. Let's do it. What could go wrong?
A lot of things, but yeah, Soraya, it's something of a trigger for Blart. Just there's an involuntary gasp every time that the Moon Man is mentioned.
The Moon
I'll
Man.
avoid.
Whoa,
I'll avoid
there's
his
talking.
name.
I didn't read any of the cutscenes. 'cause I
Oh
don't
yeah,
watch
the
stream.
intertwined wills. They talk in battle. Actually, in the trash nodes and stuff too. I remember in JP when I was clearing them, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Realm is in this one, but I can't read what she's saying."
Oh, wow, they fill the
I have to-
recast bar like instantly. Oh, one of does. That's really annoying.
They missed an
Oh.
opportunity here because I see
Yeah, because
Kain
I
is
believe.
there.
Oh no, go ahead.
They missed an opportunity with having Balthier there because they have Kain and they have Pain, and they could have had Kain, Pain, Lon, and Rain. And I feel like they missed an opportunity with that one. You were saying
Oh, that
Blindeye?
would have been super great.
I believe one of them filled the recast because in Theodore's Lufenia, I believe the orbs are active at the start, and then
Yeah,
the
and they want to give
recast,
you.
it's
The
the
debuff to cleanse, yeah. That sounds right.
Doesn't Selphie have debuff prevention, or am I making that up?
She has 70% debuff
70%,
Yeah,
evasion.
70%.
Oh,
yeah.
good. RNG, I love it.
I was certain that they
But
were
I have
going to fix
cleansing
that
with
with one of
Yuffie
her training
anyways, so-
passes.
Oh, right. God,
Oh,
I'm
wait a
so
second.
upset I didn't get Yuffie.
Doesn't she get Doesn't she combine with Sylph for 100%? It's a way to keep Sylph viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Realm is the other way to keep Sylph viable. Realm is a
Oh.
healer, and Battery is awesome.
Excellent.
I used that early Lufenia, Sylph Realm, because I didn't have any other healers.
The prize.
Yeah, Aoshi, I think it's more of a save assets thing than that they're lazy. It's more to like save money, probably, is why they reuse bosses so much. Can't imagine.
Alright, how did I
there's
play
a-
Tias? It's been a while.
Oh lord, I don't. These are three
You
characters I
start-
don't have.
You
I'm gonna be
start with
useless here.
quick hit to get your buffs rolling,
Yeah.
and
Remember
then you
that.
can either A, use slash combo for the
Oh,
slash,
nice, turn
or
jump.
use C65. Oh,
We
you
always,
can
take,
use
we always take the turn jump.
you can use it on A then, yeah.
I'm actually excited. I just realized because I never figured out how to play Titus, and I got the master right here.
And then you would use buff longer
Yeah, I got an A
slash
here.
once.
It's nice to do the AA when he's batteried too. Like if you want to.
And then you can probably just end it with slash combo since you'll use jet shot.
Yeah. I'm
Can I
kind of
just
remembering
say,
this.
by
It's
the
been a
way-
while, but
I'm sad that Raw isn't here right now because I know he would be losing his mind over your skill order.
hey, I
I'm
like
down,
my
I'm just
skill
imagining.
order.
I respect it. I like it. I see what you're doing. I know he'd be losing his shit, and I wish I could see that right now.
So she has 3 turns of that. Okay.
I just respect people's skill orders, no matter what they are. I just know that people have their own preferences for everything.
Do I use the LD now? How long does the EX take to charge? I don't remember. Why not? They're not
Probably
getting
just
turns
stop it,
anyways. I don't need to
right?
worry about debuff
Yeah.
duration.
The
In
orb
my-
is range damage for range rave damage +2, and then there's a secondary condition which is like a high number of range damage, which is like what, 500k?
I think you have to do range brave damage and deal 500,000 HP damage, if I remember
Okay.
right.
Yeah, that's the secondary one.
Yeah, with
So
Yuffie,
we are just going to be going for the primary condition mostly.
My LD here.
I could see it. Yeah.
Damage going. Keep their
Oh, it
turns delayed.
delays? That's cool.
Yeah, it's 2 turn delay.
It's very nice. I guess that makes sense. Like they gave a lot of those characters delays, like Ramza and Cloud.
A little unfortunate turn order here, but
I think they figured out that people didn't like how launches felt when they weren't good, and they
Yeah,
also,
they
people
gave
are
like
also
easy
not,
ways. To make.
Yeah, people are also not good at setting up good launches. So
There's
well, what's my buff
other
at? I can't
range.
see it. I can't see the buff. Okay, that sucks. Sorry, I gotta use EX here.
Mouse already skeptical of his buff. Okay, if I lose my bet, I was just joking. Just a prank, dudes. Just a prank. Yeah,
Let's
this
not
is
die to this
wow.
recast. That's my my concern right now.
Yeah, you'll have to push him back. That's what our boy Garland in Titus's BT phase will be for.
I mean, their turn's coming up real fast.
Yeah. You do have a summon almost charged as well.
Yeah, launches charge summons so fast. It's
Oh,
It's
super
already
fast.
charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages.
God damn.
all right.
Aoshi is asking who can hit the orb. That is a good question. Who ranged came out recently?
Honestly,
been
I think I'm
trying-
just gonna summon.
Racking my brain there.
I think
Prompto,
literally only
maybe
Titus
with an
would
LD could hit the orb.
be active. Wait, who?
Wait, how many stacks
Prompto?
does one?
He's got a triple dump on his LD.
I think Eldmarsh's LD could probably do it, right?
Eldritch is maybe. He doesn't really
And
have
he
like
needs a lot of help.
the best refunds or anything,
He
or
doesn't have any
retention.
refunds.
Barrett, that's a good one, Aurelius. Barrett's synergy
Oh,
for
yeah.
this.
No,
So
Barrett
yeah,
actually
that,
can,
that
yeah.
does make sense.
I should clarify, when I made that question, I was asking with the assumption that he'd have 2 active BTs and 3 LD calls in effect.
There you go.
You have to remember what I've been doing lately with my time.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the most recent ones. Yeah, not a ton of range characters recently. Good luck with Kamari. Don't think that one's happening.
Kamari's not hitting that arm, man.
No.
I hate to break it to you. How does this work? Jump turns. But
I
rebreak.
don't know if launching would count. It probably has to be a single unit, is usually how the HP check orbs work.
I think launching actually counts because I remember seeing like a Jekt, Setzer, and Sid Reigns comp, and I don't know if they used Kain. Like I did see it in the thumbnail. I didn't actually look at the video, but it is possible because Setzer does do range damage from his Brave attack.
You know who? You know someone who probably could hit that secondary condition, and who you have.
Is
You could pull out Mr. Wallace, bring Barrett to the fight, and I bet his LD would do you solid.
yeah.
Alright.
It's a good
Please don't
one.
actually do that. You only have 5 ingots. Don't do it. I was just joking. I take it back.
Oh, you're talking to me?
this is going pretty swimmingly so far. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm gonna press Aura, gas. It's not
My
the
rule of
greatest
thumb
buff
is
in the
to
world,
never-
but for this team, I don't think it affects anyone's EX recharge
buff's a
in this team.
buff. Battery's a battery. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
My rule of
Who am
thumb
I
is to
going to bring
never-
for this?
Nope.
Probably try bringing Prompto. Haven't used him in a bit.
Before the orb's
LD
here.
hits pretty hard, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I could probably get the secondary condition with him with some good modifiers affecting it.
I
Yeah, triple dump on it.
I want to do this.
Let's see, might summon here.
Not the worst idea.
You've got a
Or
pretty-
I could burn another LD. That
You
seems
could
kind
you
of
could
like...
I mean like
Do we
They're
think
melting
do we
pretty
think that they,
fast.
you could swap Selphie for Garland too. That seems like a good plan. I think.
I was gonna swap.
do they punish zero
Yuki.
turning?
I actually I
In the
guess that does
launcher?
make sense because Garland can delay in the launch. That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna like LD and then just swap. Might be
That
crazy.
seems like, I think that sounds fine. Honestly, they don't seem to have a ton of HP.
They don't.
Yuki's got her debuffs and everything on, right?
Oh, yeah,
I
she's-
guess she only has Doom of the Living on, and
She doesn't have her EX debuff, but that's like good. We don't want that
That's like-
up because we're
that's
full.
like a useless one because they're preventing. That's for preventing damage, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Swap. Who
I
says
guess
no?
so.
Let's see what happens. Why not? I
Let's
almost
go
want
for
to
it.
L. Oh, no, I got a burst. Unfortunate.
Yeah,
but...
put the burst effect on first. LD second.
I never know with Garland which is the right move because the LD gets his defense aura and stuff.
Yeah, which is
I
really,
think the burst
really
aura is
It's
nice.
nice to get the stacks on the burst effect going first,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna think. I mean, I'm not thinking that hard.
We're not
oh,
raw
hey,
life
that's a lot
here.
of brave.
And they self delay.
You
Oh,
missed the key
they do.
point, which is
Okay.
I totally forgot that the tunnelers do that.
Well,
we've
that's
we
nice.
played missed the critical piece of the live stream, which is that Raw Life before his fights always starts off by antagonizing his co-hosts so that they don't help him during the fight.
He doesn't like. I legitimately think he doesn't listen to us. We'll say things about the fight, and then nothing happens, and he just has to ask everything again. It's a whole mess.
Oh, something happens. What happens is he finds himself in the exact situation that he could have prevented had he listened to us.
Yeah.
God bless him. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Probably want to max that that Kurosame out, don't we?
Yeah, it's probably the time to do it. Well, the problem is that'll push
Maybe-
off Rapture.
Oh, will it?
Well, Rapture will run out.
Oh.
I wanted that for.
I guess you
pieces
can wait for that
first.
then, yeah. And you've got some instant turn too.
I'm just gonna launch.
Do it. Which is be good.
They don't become delay immune, do they? Am I misremembering this?
I don't
Under
think
50% they
so?
did.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
so.
wait, didn't they? They had
No,
some
no,
kind of
they
frame
did.
turn thing at some point, didn't they?
Maybe
I
I
for
don't
don't-
remember
Adidas.
that
I
fight.
don't
That was
remember
one of
this
my my first Lufenias. I have no I used Sayador too. I had like the Synergy BT and the LD, so I
No,
was
you
kind
could
I
of
was thinking
delete
of like
them.
Tias's raid.
You could delete them, but you don't want to at the time because you need them to inflict
for the
the
orb,
debuff
for the
for the orb.
debuffs, yeah.
Right.
going
I think
back.
I'm mixing up with the Titus version.
Yeah, it's all good. Grun's gonna get his LD up or his overhead up now. That'll be good.
Oh, that's why they're not going back. I was
Yeah, it's because he's
Overhead.
not
right.
doing that. But
Okay. Crisis averted.
I don't know if Raw is pulling Kain. I have no idea. That's actually something I wanted to talk about. There's probably I'm not super plugged in right now, but I assume there's chatter about skipping Kain for his BT plus and his FR.
FR. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
CSAM, just to clarify, CSAM, Raw Life is actually not here tonight. The role of Raw Life will be played mostly by Somegi and slightly by me in the chat.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's like we're piecing together Raw Life between us. Nobody can quite make it like he does though. But yeah, so I don't know. So a weird thing is I don't think Kane's FR is that integral to his kit, honestly. Like I think the good thing about Kain is that his Burst Plus gives him auras on top of all the off-turn damage he's doing, and then the off-turn damage he's doing can also proc other people's FRs. I don't think because Kane's himself doesn't have a super high cap compared to something like Camlenaut or Titus, for example, or even some of them like Dash. I don't know. I just don't think Kane's FR specifically is the star of the show. So it's interesting to me if people are going to be skipping his LD when you could like just token his BT and get his LD now and have Kain for the president. It's just something to think about. I think unless he's a favorite, I don't think Kain is like the optimal FR to invest into.
Speaking of favorites, I want everyone to just pour one out for Mino, who had to go to pity for Kane's LD, and we all feel for
Pour
him.
one out for a boy.
Our condolences to a friend of the show, Mino Spellgood, who is currently in Final Fantasy XIV Hell, in addition. Also, CSAM,
Yeah.
thank you for the gift sub. We really appreciate it. It's good to see you. I know you're no worries being late. We're happy to have you here.
This is gonna be a good burst phase.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the thing
Would've
about
been nice
FR,
to-
the thing about FR is also that people aren't really taking into effect that that's so far away, and then on top of that, the resources to max one is just like
It's a big investment.
Yeah.
Very big.
it's practically a lung at this point. 240 power stones isn't exactly something you can just come by. Like by then, we'll probably have enough for like one FR, just like brute force it. I think that's what we're gonna call it. But yeah, Kain, like Zoe says, it's definitely not the first FR you would max out, especially with 240 power stones.
Yeah, like I've had Kain, and I mean his FR hasn't been something I needed to use, like, because the big thing with FRs, especially early for his cycle, is that a friend unit can proc the FRs. It doesn't have to be your characters, which is it's silly. I think that there's
units
such
are
an
OP.
easy. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about the direction that JP is going in right now in terms of how the fights play and how the type of gameplay loop is, where you're kind of like going for big combos and burst windows rather than like exploring a whole fight, because people are doing like 100 million damage in a single FR chain, and yeah, the devs have said that they will expect multiple FRs to be the future. We just haven't seen that spike yet. Hey, Lyra, welcome back. And I'm hoping that we get another spike
4.3
because,
million versus phase.
yo, that's super awesome for Tidus.
For Tidus, that's amazing.
Oh no, Tita says FR. If we're talking about FR,
Dude, Tidus is going crazy in JP right now. He's really good. Honestly, a lot of the characters they've updated recently have been very good. Machina has been surprisingly solid. Camelot, absolutely crazy. Cam is a mistake. That's like kind of why they need to do another spike is for Camelot primarily, and Tidus is up there too, though.
So here, well, I've been wondering about that. So here's the question I have: if they do a spike in response to a character they've made completely broken, is that going to negatively impact and kind of somewhat invalidate the characters that came before in a way? Like, I've been kind of bouncing in my head.
Probably the answer is yes, but we'll see if it's to the point of them being unused, significantly worse. Because right now everybody has been good enough to make good FR chains with, and you haven't really struggled to use a character if Cryle or whose favorite character? No offense, Blindeye. Who has Braska as their favorite? But
Nobody.
If Braska or Cryle or Dash is your favorite, like people can make use of those. They just aren't quite as potent as the Cam and Tidus type of FRs.
So the thinking I'm wondering, and I'm wondering what all you guys are thinking about this is, if a character comes out who's really broken, like a Camelot or like an RNA or whatever in the back in the day, is it better to tune content to that, like to account for that character existing and tune characters in the future with that character existing, or is it better to just kind of take the L, say, okay, well, this one character's broken, anyone who got them, I guess, gets a freebie, and just kind of suffer through it until they're no longer as power crept?
I think as long as you don't spike it immediately, it's fine. Like, if it's like a month or two after, then the characters who would have been hurt the most will have aged out of the meta anyway. Like, because I don't think you can complain if a character isn't in the meta after like a month or two. This game does have a pretty short shelf life generally, and like there's a very rapid release pace, so that characters are constantly competing with each other. So I think as long as you don't do it immediately, I think it's fine.
Alrighty.
That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, we have any other takes on there? I'm curious to hear. This is
our last
our
Selphie
unexpected
LD. Why
panel.
not?
Do it.
Garland's still here.
Yeah.
This is our unexpected panel discussion for the evening. Apparently, while we watch Somegi.
I mean, like,
centipedes.
no offense to Maggie, it's having raw life constantly in like very close to wiping makes for a certain tension that your clinical runs just don't have.
I see.
You're just too good, unfortunately.
Gonna use the single target skill here.
How come? Oh, to save rapture turns? That actually
Yeah.
makes sense. I like that. That's good.
Plus, it does just as much damage with this rework.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. Do any of you guys have Garland range or anything? I mean, like,
No.
I haven't really seen him much, but he seems like he's been.
I had planned to at one point, but other characters just ended up catching my eye more.
I got kind of like suckered into the Garland sync combo. I feel like I could have pulled that really nicely, but I didn't feel like it was worth it to green somebody just for that, so I held off.
I will say, I'm finding that I feel like I have more green resources than I expected to have. Well, they're still, pretty rare, but I think I felt like I was going to have fewer greens by now than I do.
How many do you have? Do you have 3?
I have 4 now. I have Bart's, Y'shtola, Vane, and Golbez.
Got it. Where are you, Blindeye?
Oh, how much greens I have?
Yeah.
1.
Oh, easy. So simple.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm saving until C90.
That makes sense to me. I'm pretty sure. Somegi, you're still greenless, yeah?
Yep, I have 0 greens.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been experiencing in this. Is greens I find pretty much unnecessary. They're just kind of a nice to have toy at the moment.
They're a win more button, and they let you turn your brain off, and they're fun. So I have 3. I have Ace, COD, and Caius now.
Yeah, so I guess now it's getting to the point where someone, if they want to, can just realistically field a team of 3 greens and start just kind of blowing through content pretty mindlessly. So I guess it's funny. That's, I guess, what we're talking. People keep talking about the garbage time that's coming up with Dragron's cycle. I guess the time. I'm wondering how much of that is the difficulty dropping, and how much of that's just.
Dragron's fight itself might catch like people off guard, maybe ? It's like kind of bulky, but it's not very hard mechanically to deal with. That's about it.
I can only assume Core is just gonna poop all over it since he's just Dragron without a burst, right?
Same character.
He's got the rainbows, he's got the preemptive attacks.
Dragron is basically just a worse mix of Setzer and Core, if we're being honest. Oh man.
The basically.
Basically. Yeah, what fights do we have coming? We have Ida's Raid, not a huge problem. It's like an HP poison orb and something else, I think. But you could
Oh, it is HP poison?
because she gets one, and she's like the second character to have that besides X-Death. So I might bust out my LD only X-Death just so I can cope about having
So you can say that you used him.
I almost never use. Oh lordy.
Do it. Do
Not
it for
have
the
pulled
void.
X-Death. I was advised to. I pulled him anyway. I regretted it, and it changed my thinking on pulls for the future. So I learned a valuable lesson from it. That I can at least take that away from it.
I like to think of X-Death as a teachable moment for a lot of people.
Yeah, we got the Jagron story chapter, so that's like versus the boat. That one's an okay fight. And then it's Saz's mission dungeon, super easy. Fran's fight, not hard. And then I think Machina is the true start of garbage time.
I'm kind of looking forward to Fran. Like I was gonna skip Fran, but just reading over what the debuff does and how you can refresh the LD version of the call by refreshing it, you can refresh it with the base version afterwards. Like,
yeah, it's pretty nifty.
It's been a while since I pulled just for a call, and I'm feeling very, very wealthy, so I might go for it.
Dude, you've got like almost 600k gems, right? You're loaded right now.
I have 599,600 gems.
Jesus.
If tomorrow's login
lose
bonus
the
was the
Garland
gem
friends.
bonus, I'd be there.
See how my damage drops off? A little worried.
You have 40 turns. I think you're gonna be okay. And the
Worried.
summon. You've also got your Kurasame still runs. You've got a couple more turns party weakness.
But what happens if they
And a
finally
summon.
get a
Oh my god,
turn?
you're so fine. Don't be worried.
Where even are
Dude.
their turns though?
Garland got like 60% of their health done. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, Yuffie's
Yeah,
still
I'm-
capping on LE.
I'm over 300k, which I'm considering an improvement. I dipped under 200. It was a
Oh,
very dire
they gained
moment for
brave.
my roster.
What was the thing that put you under there?
The Shulk pity put me under 200, and I have not used gems since Shulk.
Oof.
I have used Shulk though. Shulk has been fun. Liked running her. He was good for Shiva.
Our
Yeah,
damage is fine.
Oh my god, what were you worried about? Damn, I'm
Our
losing my
damage fall
1k. I'm losing my 1k channel points. I can't believe this. I did this purely to add some spice into the pool. I agree, Lyra. She's very fun.
It's falling
Yeah,
off.
I saw the,
I did pull Shulk as well. She is fun.
I saw. Did you guys see on Reddit someone did some kind of tier 6 cheese with Shulk and then repeat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did it
pull
with.
off
That was a
Ren?
super fun run. That was
Pets,
with the tree BT, right? Just procking all those poison turns.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
made me very happy that someone did that.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a very creative way to do it. That actually helped people who were struggling, believe it or not. Like, there were people who could not clear tier 6, and then they used that. That's super cool when the community finds, like, alternate pathings or, like, pretty underlooked strategies on the global side. Because usually the results are more diversified, but it's not usually, like, entirely different pathing compared to what JP does. So that's very interesting. Yeah, this fight looks pretty wrapped.
I would
Not
say.
much of a threat. Gosh, what am I gonna run for this fight? I'll probably run Prompto and a Delayer, I guess. Do some good. Prompto Quistis. I could just do the Ace Cycle trio. I could do Ace Prompto Quistis. That sounds good.
His skills looking a little low.
I think he'll live.
I think so.
He has to HP plus twice. I mean, he still does the Shudo thing, right? That's just his overhead.
Yeah, this is overhead.
Yeah. Damn, Belzaka got a stash going.
I hear that once you cross 2 million gems, J.A comes to your house and gives you a medal.
I thought you just quit the game when it happens.
The ghost of Coelho possesses you and you quit the game.
That's bozo.
Damn, you're capping summon. That's crazy.
Yeah, I have a problem, but
Can I just say as a quick side note that the fact that kids are using the term capping these days as a slang to mean something negative, but in default it means something good, has been throwing me off real hard.
Don't like it when we say something's cap, Blart.
I just wish I knew. Every
Just
time
confuses you.
you say it and I'm like, is it good, is it bad? I don't know. Kids these days. With Raw gone, we have to have that strong boomer energy
It's okay.
present when I need to pick up
I'm
the
glad
slack.
so
you
I have
brought it.
another strategy to keep my damage up, so we're good.
Alright. What's your other strategy?
Oh, okay. Before I went to summon, I put Kais's call on Yuppie. So she's gonna give us another big launch with an LD.
Nice.
There's your pro gamer strat, and she'll make the other target launchable for even more big launch.
Chad, I hope y'all are learning something from this. This is a highly teachable moment.
This is what
Not-
you usually don't get, honestly, so...
Yeah, because of Raw.
Damn, I was gonna say
Well,
it, but
We've
Raw
gone
also
for the...
provi- Raw also provides teachable moments in just
Just in a very different manner.
Yeah, last stream was very teachable with his Shadow Orin combo.
Shadow Orin combo.
How did that get past the drawing board? Like, how do you fundamentally just, like, lose
Build
the
that
logic
team?
there?
Well, you know, the best part for me was I completely missed the anti-synergy when it put together. I just was like, oh, of course, 2 meta characters. And then I realized it, and then he made it work, and I just...
Sit there and clap.
At the end of the day, you can't argue with results, you know?
Can't win with, like, the Ject Wool Ace team on Shiva. Can win with Shadow Orin on the CPU raid.
He's the Rain Man. Well, no, he's not the Rains Man, though, because Rains Mao is apparently...
Now you have to be taught range
Yeah.
now by everybody else. That was one of our better streams, honestly. That was a funny one.
That was a good stream.
playing Rains Mao by committee.
It was a great stream because I was there.
Exactly.
You were there, I remember that.
Else, whatever. You guys are dead.
I think I'm gonna use this Deuce picture for the rest of it. I think it's better than the other one as like a picture for the overlay.
Yeah, no, I like the way the overlay looks this time around. We had a pretty sharp professional come and set it up for it this time around.
Damn, Yuffie didn't get the kill. I thought she had it. Did the
You
AA
win
kill
like
shave a turn?
whatever. Me and Mouse, I guess CSDX too, are like the only people who voted no. So whatever we put up, I think it was like 1,500 points. So
I think, I'm able to close
Yeah, I voted yeah.
did you vote, Blart? Because I voted, so I can't do it anymore.
No, I can do it.
There you go. Kain's intertwined wills.
Garbage
OVT
time
plus no
is
synergy.
officially a problem.
It was just
I
the
wonder if I
spheres
can-
and artifacts that made the difference, I would say.
Oh yeah, you've got those perfect artifacts. Oh, so I guess Selphie doesn't need attack anything, so Brave it is.
I wonder if I can just crush this fight with Golbez BT and 2 other BT effects.
To be fair, I also think CSDX put up like 10 points.
It was just me and Mouse bankrolling everybody. Nice.
Well, it's really good to like hedge the bet, right? Like if everyone's betting yes, you put 10 points on no. If I just like threw
Yeah.
and made some
I
like
don't know if you
horrible
think-
error.
I don't know if you saw in chat, Leafblade was he was campaigning pretty hard for the throw. I think at one point there was like $50 on the table that
I did
you
see
could
that,
pick.
but I ignored it.
See that you're bringing that integrity that we're looking for.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pull raw life and just choose that no one. But yeah,
Well-
no. Welcome to garbage time. Game's easy.
Seems like it. I mean, Tidus and Yuffie, those are pre-Leaf Plus characters. I guess
And
Selphie did
Selphie's
just
good.
come out, and Selphie's good, so...
See, if anyone said Selphie was bad, she just destroyed that fight.
Yeah, no, that was.
You.
You can't argue with results. I still say Selphie sucks, but it's a very that's a personal issue between me and her.
I don't know, I like Selphie. I think she's got a cool kit.
As I said, you can't argue with the results.
I think she's cool, yeah.
I'm glad
think
you're going to be having fun with her now, because you're probably going to get sick of her after her 90 eventually.
Exactly. Have fun with her before she
So-
becomes boring as hell.
Exactly.
That's my advice for all you Selphie fans out there. I'm not even
Anyway.
a particularly big Selphie fan. I just think the aesthetic of her holding these gigantic nunchucks in this game is amazing. They're horrifically outsized compared to her model, which is really
I like-
funny.
I like her animations. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like Rapture is just Wall, but with a twirl and some doves.
Yeah, but the doves really add to it, like the feathers
yeah.
and stuff. Big fan.
I mean, I like the doves.
It also is
the doves are good.
some attacks that launch, they don't lead into launch animation very well. Like Selphie's LD beautifully lines up the launches. Very,
Chuck that for
very
flexing
aesthetically
later on.
pleasing.
But no, hold on, I need to we need to talk about how big her nunchucks are because it's
let's go open up this
these weapon glosses.
her weapon gloss, exactly. This will be
no,
the final finale of the stream, because we have been running almost 2 hours, I think.
Yeah,
Alright.
we're pretty good.
Okay,
So I
so
think,
let's look at this, right? How
take a look at
impractically
these
huge
nunchucks.
are these? Look at this.
Oh my god, they're almost as tall as she is.
I know.
like, oh man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, her LD weapon gloss is really good. I really like this weapon gloss.
Truly impressive.
Your next one's okay.
Massive.
LD's better though. That's my hot take for the evening. Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
Selphie's good.
No, that's
Full
some
Selphie.
good stuff. I think you've proved some haters wrong. Not this hater because he's stubborn and has a bias, but I think some other haters have been proven wrong. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us, though.
All right.
Zoe, closing thoughts?
Don't get bored during garbage time? I don't know. Manager, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing during garbage time to make things interesting. I might just go into Mino calls it maintenance mode. I think that's a good way to put it, and kind of not super try hard the game during this period, but we'll see what happens. I have to fix my JP account. That's what I have to do. My old device for it got broken, so that's what I'm gonna worry about. But have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, and Somegi?
All right. So I have another argument for why Selphie is the best character in the game.
Oh no.
So as you
This
are
is a
aware, she
closing
doesn't
thought.
have brave hits on anything in her kit, which means she has some of the most interesting summon board passives in the game. And as a mid summon board passive enjoyer, I think that you have so many interesting choices to make once you get past the obvious summon board passives.
The game inside the game for Somegi
This is the real game.
picking the optimal board passive.
It's do you choose 2% Embrave? What do you choose? It's
the
fascinating.
elemental resists. Ooh, there's lots of big discussions to be had there.
Oh my god. I think at this point, Raw, after 2-3 hours, Raw has finally, after much tossing and turning and feverishly, finally drifted off to sleep after kind of battling the illness that has felled him. And he finally drifted off to sleep and was just sinking into a pleasant dream about, Wake Forest football or smoked meats or whatever it is he dreams about.
I don't think a pleasant dream would involve Wake right now. Didn't they get absolutely smashed in the?
We're not going to talk about that right now. And I think all this talk about summon board passives, I think he just woke up in a cold sweat.
I love you, Raw. I feel better.
Oh, also, where's Vanille?
Where the fuck is Vanille?
Yeah. No, that's where.
So
where
upsetting.
goddamn hell.
Squex is homophobic. Pass it on to your friends. Blindeye, any final thoughts?
pull for your favorites, guys. If they get an FR, don't look into it then. Just pull now. AKA, if you like Kain, pull him now and abuse him now. He's amazing.
Good plan. Good plan. I like that.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Kain at all, did we?
I mean, he goes to the air and he does damage. There's not much
Yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah, that about does
Yeah,
it.
you didn't really get a rework either, so that's
Yeah,
all.
no,
you
his
got.
base skill stock, LD's pretty cool. He gets a burst down the line, it's gonna be good stuff.
Base kit
And
is
like,
like
It's
horrendous
horrible.
for this point in the
It's
game.
god awful. As a DPS, one of his skills is single target one dump.
Single dump. Oh my god. I will say his skills feel very good in JP. His spear throw literally feels like a machine gun with how the dumps come out. It's very funny.
I feel like his buttons feel good to press, like animation wise, but man, they need those extra.
They are
rework
dire.
dumps.
The numbers, they don't really
He's-
work out.
I mean, I guess this is the
No.
take if we talk more about Kain. I was gonna say he's very much just Yang in his current iteration.
Oh yeah,
where,
he's like updated Yang is a super good way to put him because like
has
his
anyone
damage is consistent because he holds his battery, which is a very nice way of not being reliant on brave damage, which is an interesting niche for a character like
yeah.
Core, Yang, or Cloud of Darkness. Those characters all kind of do need amping, and Kain doesn't really need that, which is interesting.
Right.
But I would say that Kain is more similar to Yang in that he works on more specific teams and needs specific abusers, rather than like Core and Cloud of Darkness are kind of more universal types of that niche. So
Right, but my comparison with Yang, what I was gonna say is, has anyone here ever run Yang without Terra?
I did once in a Crucible. In tier
so
2, I ran Lightning,
Transcendence.
Mog, and Yang. I think.
Lightning Yang, sure, but my point is, you're literally never going to use Kain without someone who just takes every single turn.
Yeah. No, he's not worth it. Otherwise, he only has sweat these, and he takes too long to ramp his skulls up without using the LDs for the instant 4 stacks of the overhead.
Okay, and so my follow-up to that is Terra Yang fun? Like,
I would say no.
And so, we're going into garbage time. Do you want a Terra Yang garbage time? Like, to make it even more boring? Or pull for characters who are actually fun?
I would say that the fun thing is probably like for people who like BT phase number crunching, I think Kain is a fun part of that. But you also probably have Core who does a similar thing while being a much more interesting character, so your mileage may vary. But that's food for thought at the very end of the stream, Kain's event. So we really dropped the wow. Where is Kain? Not in our stream apparently. So good night, everybody. Hope you have a great week, and
Good
we will
night.
see you next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a good night, chill.
And adios.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.